When I started in the company 5 years ago, I would say the communication level between marketing and sales, between marketing and development, or marketing and product management, and quite honestly between sales in our international team and US sales or North American sales, there just was not a lot of coordination between the different departments. And yes, we were often surprised by, because it was a one-person team at that time 5 years ago, was often surprised by things that came in at the last second, for example. That happens much less now, and I mean, it took about a 5-year process, although occasionally it still does. I mean, I'd say we're still in process of sort of fixing the built-in
the working methods.
Yeah, the working methods, and I think what we've done is a lot of the things that Amit suggested. For example, setting specific meetings, making sure that a member of the marketing team is present at every one of the sales meetings, whether it's an international sales meeting or a North American sales meeting, and that's regardless of the inconvenient hour. Making sure that we're part of the product planning. So that before a developer gets the idea to name a product or a feature CTABC, we get involved to provide a more marketing-oriented name, because once it gets named internally, a lot of times those are the names that even a year, 4, 5, 10 years later, the customers are still using them, unfortunately. So that's...
So it's a long process and a very
it's
small
a process,
steps
and there are small steps. There are things, it's sometimes 3 steps forwards, 2 steps back, that you might get surprised by something. And I say, to take it as it goes. Make sure to call people on it. We had an engineer come up with a new name just the other day, as a matter of fact, and surprise us with it in a company meeting. And I called them on it. But I think that taking a leadership role is extremely important. So we ourselves took a leadership role in bringing not just marketing closer to these other departments, but bringing the departments closer to each other. For example, in developing tools to enable communication, bringing all of the different sales teams onto a single unified platform for managing pipeline, for example, or providing a SharePoint portal to share information across the company. I mean, these are all things that the marketing team has been able to accomplish over the last few years, and that has definitely provided us with more of a prominent role within the company.
Very proactive then.
For me, also not being born in Israel, I find it sometimes difficult to communicate. To communicate with Israelis and try and understand. I also don't shout, which is something they find very disturbing. And I say things once, and I expect that people that are interested will listen. But I've also learned that you really have to push your own agenda. I think and to be honest, I'm not really a marketing person, so it's not just because I'm not female, I look out of place here, but my background is much more technical. In fact, I came from a sales position and from a technical position. In fact, I have a degree in programming as well. And I have
run a marketing department.
Yeah,
now.
I have a team of people that understand marketing, and a very talented team. 2 of them are sitting here in the audience today. And my job, I think, is really about communicating between the marketers to other people in the organization. I think it's similar to some of the ladies sitting up here as well.
Give us some examples of how exactly it's done. Like, I'm looking for the hardcore action.
Yeah, a lot of times I find it's about, so I'm kind of out the front breaking the rocks so everyone can come and pave the road and people can drive on it. And I guess a lot of time those rocks are heads of people in PM and sales and in management. I find working in an Israeli company, it's very difficult to explain to people that know everything about marketing. It's something that I'm still learning about, but I find it very difficult to communicate. People who think that they already know. You don't see, it's not typical that you'll go to a director in product management and say, that line 350,000, that line of code, I think it would look better like this. But everybody in the organization has something to say about marketing. Everyone seems to be an expert. And it's explained to them that they're not, and that there's a right way to do it, and there's a better way to do it. And it's a tough road. I think everyone's talked about that, and it's a process. And I think you have a great advantage of knowing other people's jobs, of knowing what they do, how they work, as been said already. As I said, I've been in sales. I think just as important are the customers. I don't think that you should think about it just internally or just as your own. You need to go out and speak to customers. The customers sometimes are the people that will help you more than internal people. In fact, I had a customer that we spoke to this week, and literally said that out of the 100% of the reason they choose a vendor, 40% is the product, 60% is what you know. And it's about understanding that as well. So it's both internal and external. Internal is a battle as well. You need to keep communicating. You need to be seen to doing things. And it's the fact, as the gentleman said before, looking eye to eye. Don't back down. Make sure that you have the knowledge to look a PM or a salesperson or a manager or the mankal directly in the face and say, no, it's not like that, it's like this, and this is the reason why.
Amit, you told me about how you make sure that Lori, your Markom manager, yeah, well, you want to tell us about your sales trips? No, but you told me that that she meets the clients, she meets the salespeople, she meets people. She's not in the office. Like,
people.
Tell me about that.
She's in the office.
A good point.
Don't exaggerate, but all the salespeople love her because they find her valuable. They know exactly what's the value of Lori. And I think it's really critical because they know that it's an asset internally that they can utilize if they need. They're involved in discussions, for example, about anything that they would like to do in order to improve their sales cycles, to do any activities related to Markom, exhibitions, conferences. So they'll come and consult with her. They don't see her, as something disturbing that they have to go, or she doesn't. I don't think she finds herself in situations. She needs to nag. People are like that, but it's not like when she'll call a salesperson, you'll say, okay, again, those Markom people, they're calling me, but they'll feel that she's valuable. They'll understand what's their asset.
But that's because you sent her and she met with them.
It's because she meets the salespeople. She knows them face to face. She knows all the salespeople personally. She attends the customer forums that we're having at least hopefully twice, but now it's once per year. And in that, she has the opportunity to meet the customers, to meet the salespeople, to hear the types of topics that we cover. And it's critical, really. I mean, I truly believe that if marketing people are going to stay in their offices and keep answering emails, it won't help. They need to know the people. They need to know the people internally that they're serving, and the kind of people that they need to share knowledge with. And it has to be on a personal level, just any other department.
That's what I was aiming for, because I am a huge fan of face-to-face interactions. I am a huge fan of virtual interactions, but I don't think that they have any value without the completion of a face-to-face meeting that has so many other things working for it, the energy, the information that you get out of people, the cooperation from meeting a person and seeing him eye to eye. It just opens up pipes of the communication. It changes.
I think that the best example Lori will state, and I'm sure she'll agree to that, is that we used to have, unfortunately we don't have it any longer, an event that one of our customers used to have, which was called Mac Regatta. And it's a sailing event that one of our customers, a mobile operator in Austria, used to hold, and they were looking for sponsorships from the vendors coming in. So for us, it was a huge marketing opportunity, but beyond just promoting our brand, the main issue was that you can mingle for a few days on a sailing boat, and we send people coming not necessarily from sales, but we send people from the R&D and technology, and Lori have been, I think, twice there. And she would love to continue if the sponsorship would continue. But it's the kind of examples that would really push you up front there. So you're not just sitting in the office. You have the opportunity to meet the customer. You have the opportunity to really do something that is valuable. And I think on a personal level, it's a huge advantage. So I'm sure after that week with the people on the boat, they're very good friends. So it's the kind of activities that can really be helpful.
Yeah, I really liked that story when you told me that.